Hey guys, in this video I'm going to do a detailed flip through of all of the prototypes that I made for the new add-ons for the Basically Amazing foundations. It is the Basically Amazing Charming Decorative Edge, the Basically Amazing Graceful Decorative Edge, and the Basically Amazing Scrap Journal. I will have timestamps or if you want to call them chapters now. Apparently you can now make them chapters where you can see on the line under the video or in the video you can see where there's different timestamps in the video. So if you want to, you can jump to whichever one you want to see the most detail about. If you have no interest in seeing this one, then you can hop to the next one and so on and so forth. So I will have that linked as well. So if you want to jump around, feel free. Okay, my name is Jennifer and I am Genevieve Designs, and we're going to get started on the detailed flip through of the prototypes. We're going to start with the Charming one. So if you don't know what this is, the Basically Amazing Foundations is a set of templates that is available on my Etsy shop. I will have it linked down below. So I have a full playlist on all the different albums. I think we made 5 over the year using the Basically Amazing foundations. There are 4 different sizes inside the set of templates, A, B, C, and D. A is the largest and D is the smallest. I think last year around this time we made a D size Christmas album. Oh, I already put it up. But anyway, so building on top of it's a set of templates. It's not a physical item. You won't get a book. But building on top of this, the first thing I did was I made some decorative edges. Now, right now there's only the one decorative edge out, but if you're watching this in the future, I'm so close to getting the second decorative edge out, which is the graceful, which that'll be the next flip through here in a minute. But so right now, the Charming is out, and it's just, instead of all of the squares and rectangles, we now have a pretty decorative edge that goes along with the foundations, goes along with these. I mean, you can use these in other albums, obviously, but they just have to, you know, obviously fit into that album. All of my templates in the Basically Amazing collection are meant to go together, work together. All the sizes work together. The A sizes work together. B sizes work together. So it's kind of like a host system of different ways to make albums. Okay, so let me move these out of the way. So those 2 books were my workbooks, and I made those the same way I've made the past workbooks that I used. I have a playlist for that as well. I'll link that down below. Set of the last workbook that I made in that playlist is exactly how I made those workbooks. So this is a B-size album, which is not the largest, but it's the next size down. So this one is designed for 4x6 photos to go landscape style. So each one of the album sizes are designed for either a 4x6 or 5x7. The D size is for a 4x6 to go portrait. The C size is for a 5x7 to go portrait. The B size is for the 4x6 to go landscape. And then the A size is for the 5x7 to go landscape. So that's kind of where I started. That was the foundation of these 4 different sizes of albums. So this one is a B. And let me see. Let's start with the paper collection. We are going to make, our first album is going to be the Charming Decorative Edge, and we are going to make this Christmas album. So, we're not going to make it exactly. We're going to simplify it just a little bit, but I guess I'll make a different video showing you the different products that we might use in that album, because they're, you know, the things I used in here might not be the things we use in this album. We're going to make step by step. Okay, so let's just get going. So if you look at the cover, look at how pretty that is. Okay, so these are paper clay, the snowman, the little Santa face, and the little ice skates. It's part of the collection. This is a Prima collection. I think it's called Sugar Cookie. It's one of their newer ones. And I'll have that link. I'll try to have everything linked down below as best I can as far as products that I used. But anyway, and so all the flowers are also from that collection. So I've got a little pocket here. don't know if you can tell, but the music notes, I don't know, it's not really coming across on camera. There you go. The music notes are foiled. So the music notes is part of my black and white background designs that are available on my Etsy shop. I will have them linked down below. But what's really cool is I printed them onto coffee stained paper and then foiled them. So I used, you know, obviously printed on a laser printer with black and then foiled. So that's on this little pocket here. So this is a charming decorative edge, and so is this one. And inside this little pocket is this little charming, it's not really an envelope. It is the envelope from the set of templates, but I didn't make it an envelope. I just kind of made it like a little notepad. So I added some coffee stained paper in here. Isn't that super cute? I think I showed this in the introduction to the new add-ons. So I just kind of made it tuck in there, kind of like a matchbook, because I'm totally loving the look of that. And then that little charm there hanging from the center, that's part of the paper collection as well. So yeah, I fussy cut this out of the paper collection, and I'm not sure if the words were part of the ephemera or not. I don't remember. And I used black and white baker's twine. So then this opens up. This is a little pocket, and then these two here are add-on photo mats to the Basically Amazing. It's Basically Amazing photo mats. So this is also an add-on. It's all part of the system, the collection. So there's Basically Amazing foundations, Basically Amazing add-on photo mats, now Basically Amazing decorative edges, and Basically Amazing scrap journal. So these all come with different background designs on them. You just choose which background design you like the most, and you get a free set of plain, so there's just white, and then you get a set that have the background that you choose in there. So then this is a full sheet. Oh, this has magnets, by the way, holding that down. I love doing that on my covers. I love having pockets and flips and removable things on my covers. I just really enjoy doing that. So this is a 5x7 photo mat, and behind that is some coffee stained paper that has the music notes that I foiled. And the closure is just a little hitch post, a Tim Holtz hitch post. I will try to link stuff in my Amazon list as well if you want to check it out. There's a Basically Amazing, kind of like a generic list for just all the different things I've been talking about. But yeah, so and then there's like a foiled, I wish the light was a little better. Maybe if I open this up, hang on. Woo, wow, hello. Hello, light. And then I foiled the little hole reinforcement. So, okay, and so to keep it closed, it's just some of the elastic. So that's a black elastic there, elastic cording. All right, so this album was made using the new, let me grab it here, the new stitched accordion binding. I have a video where I show you how to do this, specifically just this. I will link it up here in the cards and down below. If you want to learn, super fun. I love it. You guys are going to love it. You're going to love this one, and you're going to love the elastic one. But this one is what I used on this, so I'll link it down below. I didn't do anything to the covers right here. I just kind of left it plain. You could put, and this is a prototype, so it's not like super detailed, you know, because I was making it while I was trying to finish up all the 3 different new add-ons. So I was kind of doing everything simultaneously, so sometimes I just decided not to do anything. So this is one of those pages where I just kind of left it. Plus it's kind of cute, you know, it's real busy. You could put a big photo on there if you want to. Okay, and on this side is a little faux down pocket. So this is one of the charming pockets with a little bit, pretty sure I fussy cut this out of either a journaling card or, oh, here's the mold that I used. It was sitting right here. This is the sugar cookie mold, so it has the Santa. The only thing I didn't use was the Santa hat and the poinsettia. I don't think I used either one of those in this album. But yeah, so paper clay, and I used the mold that went with it. I really like that they're adding the molds because it's really, you know, it really adds that extra little bit of dimension. So inside of my little flip down pocket is a journaling card where I used my photo mats, and you can see that the journaling card is a little smaller. So this is one of the 3x4 journaling cards, I think. And it's a smidge smaller, stamped 3x4 in the back. But that's okay. I measured the journaling cards and the 3x4 and the 4x6, and they are a bit smaller than 3x4 and 4x6. So don't be alarmed. So then I used the photo corner chomper, the We Are Memory Keepers, a corner chomper that are back. I'll have that link down below as well, if you want to get your hands on that. And it does that corner. And if this was the right size, it would fit perfectly in the printed photo corners there. Okay, so there's that. And then this is, that's the note paper background. But this is one of the, I'm thinking this is a mat for one of the pockets. I can't remember. But anyway, so it's a 4x6 photo mat, and then I just used a scrap of that leftover foiled music note paper and just kind of made it into a large tag. Isn't that cute? So that's in there. And then again, one of my most favorite things to do lately, there's a charming with, I'm making a little notepad out of the scraps and things, and this is the D-sized envelope. So I'm at it front and back, and I used the baker's twine. Isn't that cute? Oh, and that was it. That was it in that pocket. It looked like there was a lot more in there, didn't it? Okay, so then this folds down like this, and you can see on the back side of that pocket, I've got, these are 2 fussy cut images from the paper, and then I've got an add-on photo mat. And then this is magnetized. I use magnets to keep it closed there. I will link my magnet resources down below for you guys as well. So then I took the 5x7 photo mats that are in the Basically Amazing photo mats, and instead of cutting them apart, I just made them into a booklet, and then did a little bit of fussy cut, and this is just a circle punch. I think this might have been a 2-inch circle punch. No, it was a 2.5-inch circle punch. Right? And made like a little booklet, like a little front of a journal cover or something. And then I stamped 5x7 on the back. You could have done it the other way if you wanted to. And then I've got a full page here, and if you see, this is like almost the whole 12x12 paper. So I just matted this. Oh, my candle just went out. I just matted this side. I traced around to get the mat, and then I traced around to get the mat for this. Let me see if it is the 12x12. It could be. I'm gonna have to get me another. Well, it's a little shy of the 12x12, but it's the continuation of the paper. It says Sweet Christmas Cheer right here. And then I did 2 3x4 photo mats. So this is the B size album page. Or no, yes, B. And then this is the C size album page, right? This page here. Even though this page size is made for a 5x7 photo, it's really fun to put a 4x6 on here. It's like a giant Insta type picture. So you could put a 4x6 photo here if you wanted to as well. But I also like using the 3x4 photos, the photo mats. Isn't that cute? So these are part of the ephemera, and then I fussy cut that out, and of course it's open right there, so you can slide your picture in. Okay, next page. 4x6 photo mat, and then there's one of the labels from the scrap journal. I used a lot of the scrap journal elements in the prototypes, and I think I'm gonna be using, you know, both the decorative edge and the scrap journal elements together when we're making each album. But there's a 4x6 add-on photo mat, and I just printed this off onto copy paper. You can kind of see through it. It doesn't have to be a thick piece of cardstock unless it's going to be like an insert. So I just put it onto copy paper and stamped 4x6. And then over here, this is the charming decorative edge with a charming decorative edge insert. I'll show you that in just a second. This little tuck is one of the postcards from the scrap journal. And then I think I fussy cut that little Santa out. And then I think these were just scraps left over, like bits and pieces of scraps. So I just took my scraps and I put it onto some of my scrap white cardstock from cutting templates out and things, and cut it around, you know, cut it with a little bit of a border, and those make great little inserts as well. I didn't ink the back of it. Again, I was trying to get done. And then the insert, printed the note paper charming insert, and then I did a little hole reinforcement there, right? And a little charm dangling by a bulb pin. And the whole reinforcement's been foiled. Super cute. And then in the back, the whole reinforcement's not foiled, it's just inked. So I got that in there. Oops. Alright. And obviously you see I didn't mat that. And then on this side, this paper here is from the mini album ornament. Christmas ornament. It's the pink and white. I use the pink and white and the green and white. It's super pretty and it goes perfectly with this paper collection, so we'll probably be using that when we make the album as well. Just use as many resources as we can. I love Prima paper, but the only problem is there isn't enough, there's not as many options for designs, paper designs. So you have to kind of supplement, and the way I supplement that is with using digital papers most of the time. You could use solid cardstock if you want to. You could just use coffee stain paper. You could, whatever you want to use, but that's what I like to do. So this is from the mini album ornament that's in my shop. It's a freebie in my Facebook group, but I don't think you get the ornament itself is a freebie in my Facebook group, but I don't think you get the paper in my Facebook group. So that's only, you can only get that in my Etsy shop, but I will link it down below. Okay, so then this is one of the little pockets from the Charming, and then I fussy cut this from one of the papers. It was like a whole sheet of this with the package and the packages and the poinsettia. And then these were some envelopes that were already put together, and they just went well. These go from my vintage, or these are from my vintage envelope and inserts that you can print out. And then here is a 4x6 photo mat. I was grabbing stuff just that had already been printed out. So that's why you'll see a lot of random things, is because I was trying to use things that I already had, things that you may already have. So if you've been around and you've been making albums with me for a while, you already have the mini album ornament in the background papers. And you already have the vintage envelopes, and you already have the photo mats. But if not, you can put your own ephemera in there if you don't want to use mine. Okay. And then this is just blank. Sometimes you just need a blank. It's not blank, obviously. Sometimes you just need a place for your eye to rest, and you could put a big photo there if you wanted to, or you could just leave it as is. Again, on this side, same thing, big photo. Well, here's that paper. It's not just the packages, it's got the little reindeer. So I fussy cut both of these things out many times. It's been a while since I made that. Okay, so here is the double doors for the B-sized album. I think it's the B. Yeah. And so this comes from the foundation, and then we just corner chomped the corners to make it look like that, to give it that decorative edge. So this is a 3x4 photo mat, and I have magnets in there, so it's keeping it closed, and that's one of the journaling cards. Or is it? This might be from the fussy, or not the, from a cut apart, maybe. Not sure. And inside there, I didn't put anything. You could put loose photo mats there if you wanted to, but these were printed. This is one of the new backgrounds. This is letter, and then this one was from my shades of color. It just happens to go really nicely with this collection. Or I might have already had it printed out. Oh, and I printed it onto like linen paper, linen texture paper. I'm gonna try to get it close to you so maybe you can see. I don't know, I'll have to, in editing, I'll have to see if you can see that. But it's super cool. It feels really neat, and it's not real thick. I just got like a thin type linen, and that's what this is right here. That's what made me think of it. Okay, over here. This was not, this mat here is not from the scrap journal, because I used the wood grain lines to make these two slits here, these two slots that I made. But I just wanted to point out that's kind of the idea of the scrap journal as well. So in here we had, I think this was, yeah, this was one of the, on the cut apart sheets, one of the two postcards from my scrap journal, and I just took some of the little, those probably were embellishment pieces, and stuck them to the postcards, and I just thought that was super cute. And I actually did fussy cut the inside of that as well. I think it was a solid piece, and I took my craft knife and cut that out. So it was easier than I thought. So there's 3 little inserts there. But I just love that. I think that's adorable. Isn't that cute? Okay. And then, yeah, you can kind of see the slit there. And then I made another one of those little notebooks with some coffee stained paper. And look at that. I think this was ephemera, and of course I trimmed all the little bits and pieces off. But that's the charming edge, and that's on the back. You could put a photo there, like you could put a 4x6 photo there, and that's my granddaughter. Isn't she adorable? Blow grandma kisses. Okay, anyway, it just happens to be sitting right here from when I did the add-on video. Okay, next page. And so that was all sewn onto one fin here. And how many fins do we have? We have 3. So that was sewn onto one fin. Next page, there's the charming decorative edge, and I put some satin crystals from the collection, and then there's magnets, and then again there's the music notes that have been foiled. I know you can see that, it's just not shown. There we go. Isn't that pretty? And it's on coffee stained paper. So when you open that up, then there's a flip down. Okay, so you have to ignore this edge. I had printed this, I had went to foil this piece and it got jammed in my ink machine. I don't know if you can really see, but it's all wrinkly. But it ended up foiling it just a little bit, so I had to kind of, it was hard to get that edge right because of the wrinkled, anyway. So that was something. The smell of that was just, yuck, yuck, yuck. Okay. Here's another one of the envelopes that I didn't do the second part. This is just part 1 of the envelope of the D size. I made another little notepad. And then I was thinking I was going to cover this with something, and I guess I never got around to it. But this piece right here, I was experimenting. So this is the letters background. I matted this page with the letters background. And I printed the green and white stripe. So I did both. And I thought it was pretty cute. I think it turned out really cute. So I like that idea too. You can layer your printables on there as well. So this is not magnet. This does not have a magnet on it, but this does. So it stays closed like that. So that's that one. And then flip it over, and that's part of the paper collection there. It's just a full place to rest your eye. What's going on here? Oh. A full place to rest your eye. And then here is a little small pocket where I used the pink and white like stripe from the mini album ornament, right? And I printed that onto a coffee stained paper, so it's a very large pocket. And I think I was going to cover this as well in paper, and I just didn't get around to it. But anyway, you could do the same thing, make a little you can make like a little notebook out of these as well. But then there's another one of those 4x6 long tags. I'm thinking this must have been a mat for, because there were 2 to a page. I just can't remember which page I used. But anyway, so there's that. And then here is the corners. This is the charming large photo corners. Aren't they cute? I just love that. I love the way that looks. It just looks so nice. And then here's an insert. This I used, this is actually one of the side pocket inserts, and I used the spine for the side pocket inserts and then matted it with a green and white stripe. But look how nice. Look how nice this is. So if you open it up this way, right, it looks like that, right? And then on the inside is just, this is the music notes, not the black and white music notes, but the black and white background. And I use this, tickets here are from the scrap journal, but isn't that a cute little like composition there? I just think it's so cute. And look at how happy Santa is. Okay. All right. And I didn't put anything in here yet. Again, was trying to get the templates finished. And then here's that other, so these were, this one and this one are actually like the D size double doors for the charming decorative edge. So I just use one on one side and one on the other, and it's super cute. And then here is, this is from the scrap journal. This is the large matchbook. Did I call it large matchbook? I don't remember if I called it large matchbook. I can't talk today. But inside of here, there's one of the labels that's part of the scrap journal. Is all kinds of little bits. Look at this. Look at that cute little, this is part of the paper collection. I don't know if it was a die cut or part of the paper, but I went and cut out the inside of the windows, and I was going to use it on something, and I never got around to it. But anyway, so check this out. So some of these pieces are from the ephemera. Some of them are from the paper. Come on, camera. right? So how cute is it to include these? Oh gosh, I had a splinter on next to my pinky, next to my pinky, on the side of my pinky. It hurts so bad. But to include these in here, so when you're, you know, creating or adding pictures or whatever, you can go through and grab some of those. So these were just leftover pieces that I stuck in here. Some of them are the large cut-off pieces. When you cut your paper down to go through your printer, you have a large piece. They fit inside this large matchbook envelope-y thingy. Matchbook pocket envelope. I don't know what to call it. But anyway. So, yeah, and this one has a magnet, keeping it closed, and this one, I think, was ephemera, this Santa here, but how cute is that? I just love that. Okay, it's tall and skinny. Oh, I didn't put this back. That would be so cute. Maybe I was going to put it on there, I don't know, but anyway, it's cute all the same. And then the next page, just a blank for a big photo if you'd like, and a blank for a big photo. And then that was all on the second fin. So this was sewn onto the second fin, right? That's quite a bit. And then this is the last fin. And I didn't do a whole lot to the last fin, but this flips open like this. It's got magnets to keep it closed, right? And there is a foiled hoe reinforcement, and this is just some twine, natural twine. All right, so it's got magnets as well. And then there's the letters background. So this is the D size page. This is the C size page, and this is the B size page. All right, I didn't mat the backs, but there again you can see there's the crochet thread that I used to bind it. And oh, when I made these covers, I forgot to put the tie back into the binding itself, so I had to add it to the page, the middle part of the page that I sewed into. So if you forget to add it into the binding, you can add it onto the page later. I don't know if you can really tell. I'll have to bring it up. And you may not have noticed unless I pointed it out, but can you see it there? Like there's the tie back right there. So yeah. And then back here is a belly band. So this is the charming belly band. And in here's all kinds of large leftover pieces from creating. Right? Isn't that cute? Look at this. So pretty. Okay. So I just think the music notes go perfectly with this paper collection. I don't know. I guess I had a piece of this from a video that I made. And then here's some of the shades of color, leftover pieces, and large leftover pieces of the paper collection. Okay, and then on the back side is a blank, not a blank, it's just a solid place for your eye to rest, or put a big picture, or put a small picture. So you can put pictures landscape style, you can put 2 on that page. And then on the back here is, these are large cut off pieces, but they were just different sizes, and I just took some of the leftover papers that I had, that white cardstock, and I attached them down and glued them, and then cut out just an 1/8 of an inch all the way around. And now we've got all these extra tags and inserts that can be used, or you can journal on the back, whatever you want to do. But those are just sitting here in the back. And then I didn't do anything on the back cover. Oh, I didn't show you the spine. Super cute. Let me show you the spine really quick. Whoa. Oops. All I did was I just put a label, and I put 2 satin crystals on the label, and then down here I just used another one of those little charms and stuck it down the bottom. But it's matted with that foiled music note printed onto coffee stain paper, right? Super cute. Okay, so that's the first album. Alrighty, moving on to the next one. Actually, real quick, I'll show you this one. This is the mock-up that I made while I was creating the templates. Like, I test things out and see if I like it, don't like it. There's things in here that I didn't use or took out, that kind of stuff. So, but I thought I would flip through this really quick. I did a combination of the bindings, the stitch and the elastic. The elastic binding looks like this. Right? So I've got a video specifically on this one as well. I will put it up in the cards and down below in the description box if you want to check it out. But the let's see, the scrap journal that I'm going to show, I use the elastic binding as well. But okay, so I did a combination of the two. So you have to use the elastic binding in order to, from the scrap journal, in order to do both. If I'm making sense, I hope I'm making sense. But anyway, so I guess we'll just get started. Some of this paper is from Antique Paperie. I will link down below the her Etsy shop, but then I'll also put a list of the different ones I think I used. But then the rest of the digital papers in here, I believe, are mine. Yeah, because I've been getting a lot of questions because it's super pretty, isn't it? I mean, it's beautiful. Okay, so I flipped through this pretty good, I think, but it's got the charming edge. I didn't have the graceful one done when I first did this one, so I was working through all the little bits and pieces for the charming. But anyway, so here's one of the inserts with the spine for the insert. Nothing super exciting. I don't think this is not sewn together. And then there's some coffee stained paper. So this is my background. This is the coffee stained background, and then this is Antique Paperie. I think that's how you say it. And then like this is the vintage background, my vintage background. And then back here I've got a pocket, just a cute little, this is the D size, so I got a cute little small charming pocket with an insert. This is the postcard background, and this is the coffee stain background, and then Antique Paperie. I think I printed off a bunch of the same paper, which seems like I used the same pattern on several things. But anyway, I might have been testing my printer settings too, which I don't recommend you actually printing off colored paper, testing your or something this intricate, testing your printer settings, because it's kind of a waste of ink. But mine were fine. Like this paper here, this is part of the scrap journal. This is one of the printable papers that are in the scrap journal. But then this is Antique Paperie. So inside of here, this one, oh yeah, I wanted to show you this because this one I did a little different. So this was the first version, the early version I made of the large matchbook pocket. But check this out. There's all kinds of scraps, different sizes, different types of scraps, but they are glued in. They're glued into the bottom, so you could literally just like tear one out like you were tearing out a note from like a piece of paper from a pad. So I'll have to show you guys how to do that. And it was so easy to do. It was so easy to do. I think this top piece might be glued to the top. But yeah, so you would just literally like tear it out like, let's see if I can find something here. Like this is just a pad that I made with glue, and this is some dot grid paper. So you would literally do the same thing and you can just tear out individual pieces. So that was kind of the thought behind that. I thought that was a super cute idea. And I didn't use the sides, like the two pieces that you connect to make it a pocket. So here's the two doors for the D size on the charming. I'm at one side, and this is Antique Paperie paper. And then on the back side, this is Antique Paperie. This is the postcard background, but there's two different size. This is a flip, but it was in the templates. It's like a pocket. You just cut off whichever edges you want, and then here's another pocket, and then here's another one of these little another one of the charming pockets. And then this is the envelope, Antique Paperie. This is my coffee stained background with its little insert. There's not a whole lot in here that is super detailed. This was just a really quick Antique Paperie. And oh, I bent the edge there. So this is the main base, page D, with the charming edge. I didn't even mat the back. And then here is the C size. Well, this one has been put through the ringer, this album, this little mock-up that I made. It's all the sizes, and I mean, I've torn things out, I've added things, I've removed things. It's just been something. So there's those decorative edges, but again, this has just been tore up. There is the side pocket insert using the spine piece, the charming spine piece. Antique papery paper right there. I think I'm gonna say that like 5 million times because I used it a lot. This, this paper here, accidentally, I think I'm almost 100, yes. I had a piece of my text background and I was like, sometimes I reuse paper if it was a misprint or something. And then I printed the antique papery over top of it. And it came out looking like that, so it looks kind of cool. So I might do that again. See, there's what the antique papery paper should look like. And then I had printed it on my text background. It might have been an accident. I may have put the paper in wrong in my printer. Maybe I meant to print the one on one side and one on the other. I don't remember. I just don't remember. It's been a while. It's been months. There's another pocket. And then here is another set of the doors. You know, I have to test out everything. And then here is, this one is from the scrap journal. The matchbook. I'm pretty sure I called it the matchbook pocket. Let me double check because I don't want to keep saying that and it being wrong. Let's see, where are they? Yeah, matchbook pockets. Yes, that's what I called them. Not that they really need a name, but. And then this is one of the envelopes of the B size, or I'm sorry, the C size envelopes. That's my coffee stain, and that's antique papery. And then antique papery, and this piece here on the back, this is part of the scrap journal. Let's see. And then I didn't really do anything, but there's where I sewed this part in. So this part was in the elastic. And then this part was sewn. I don't think, on this mock-up, I didn't use any Tyvek at all, so it was just a quick throw it together. I need to get moving and I need to get experimenting and working with the items that I'm creating. Didn't put anything in these two little kits. See, aren't those so cute? I just love the look of that. I just love it. Okay. And then here's a few. There's where I decided to name it Charming. What else did I have? Enchanting. I had Enchanting too. There's a couple flip up pages. There's another pocket, antique papery. There's my background design, antique papery, antique papery. And then there's a little bitty pocket right there. It's coffee stain. This is vintage polka dot. And here is this is also the B size. And then there's that label background that is part of the scrap journal. Didn't put anything on the back. But look at that. Isn't that pretty? I love the way that looks. The part 2 of the pocket, of the envelope. So this is antique papery, and this is coffee stain. Oops, wait a minute. Oh, and this is the front of a journal cover. So this would be like a traveler's notebook style journal, but I put the pocket, so this is one of the pockets for the B-size album, and I just put the pocket right on top. Okay, and then there is my text background. So I must have printed several of these and then didn't flip it over right to print something else on top of it. It's probably what happened. All right, and there's just some coffee, and there's the elastic, right? There's nothing sewn in on that one. The antique paper right there, and here is, this is the sewn in part. This is just a pocket. And this was one of my favorite papers. This color here, I don't know, I just love it. So that's the double doors for the B-size album. This is my coffee stained paper. This is one of the labels from the scrap journal. Flip that up, and then a cute little side tuck with the Charming. See, the reason I was going to do some decorative edges in the original foundations before I even decided that I wanted it to be kind of like a collection of things, because I was thinking about just doing some different little edges and whatnot, but then I thought, you know, that I really do not enjoy flipping through an album that has the same edge on everything. Okay, so I like it to have, like, I like this here. This is a perfect example of what I like. I like it to have be a main base page and then have some decorative edges on it, on some elements. So this is the belly band that's got the charming. But I feel like if this edge here had that same decorative edge, I feel like it could be too much. So like, for example, this insert, for me, this might be too much because I've got the charming decorative edge here, both charming decorative edges here, charming decorative edge here. And then if I had the main base page as a charming decorative edge, I think it would have just been too much. So that's why I decided to separate them out. Now, granted, this year has been something for everybody. And that's why it took me so long, because I did not anticipate taking this long to bring these decorative edges out, and that was unfortunate. But this is why I am bringing out the 3 add-ons at the same time, because I want you to have choices. So I want you to have the choice of this edge or the graceful, which is almost done, you guys, almost. And I wanted you to have a choice between decorative edges or something more like the scrap journal. I wanted you to have options. So instead of throwing that all into one giant set of templates, I decided to break it out like this. And I don't know if I'd ever explained that before. Probably not, because I didn't have the decorative edges yet ready. But I just feel like even this could be too much with the decorative edge here and the decorative edge here. But since you can't see them both at the same time, I don't think it's too much. And like there's the decorative edge there, even though you can't see it, so it doesn't seem like it's too much. But if this was a decorative, well, it couldn't be because, you know, we have the top down pocket. But I think you kind of get my point. I think I'm making sense. And this booklet was made, obviously, using the spine piece. And I do love this belly band. And the graceful belly band, too. They're just so cute. I just think they're adorable. I didn't even do anything to here. It's just a little flip. That's the postcard background. This is antique papery, but yeah, the decorative, look how pretty. And then if you have, it's like this, for example, is perfect. You know, this is the main base page of the A size, but the decorative edge next to that looks good. Now, if you had the it still would look good if you had the decorative edge on the A size. But there's just something a little bit more interesting about having this decorative edge against this foundation main base page. Okay, am I making sense? I hope I'm making sense. Just from a design point of view, I think it's more pleasing to the eye. Like, you don't see all decorative edge down the side here, but there's definitely decorative edges included throughout. Okay, the same thing with the Christmas one. You know, if everything had that decorative edge, I don't think it would be nearly as pleasing to the eye. So, okay. Okay, so we finished that one. And then here's the A size. So this is the journal. This is the big, this is the biggest one. And let's see. Yeah, I put these 2 main base pages together. Is it the main base? Yeah, I put these 2 main base pages together by using the fin, like the tab, the long tab, like I showed you when I did the one, let's see, when I did this video where the stitching, I showed you the different ways you can make the pages so that you would have like a booklet type situation. Okay, so that's what I did here. That's what I did with all of them, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, because I use, well, maybe not. Oh, yeah, because I used printed paper, not my own. Yeah, so I had to attach them both together. Okay, so last one. So this is the biggest one. This is antique papery. And then this is my script background. See, I don't know if you can see. Can you see that where I attach them 2 together? I think you can. And there's some old book pages. Somebody asked me about where my books and all of that I found. I have a whole slew of books that I will show you when we get closer to the scrap, you know, making the scrap journal. They're old books. Actually, some of them were in my mom's stash. She had actually bought like 2 one for me and one for her, and I didn't, and she never gave it to me. So, or she didn't have time to give it to me. I don't know. Maybe she was going to give it to me for Christmas or birthday or something and forgot. She did that a lot too. But anyway, so some of them were in her stash, like the, like on this cover here. This was from one of the books she had, and it's called the, what's it called? The painted something or another with the painted. But anyway, she had two, and one was intended for me, but I got them both, obviously. So, but anyway, we'll get to that. I guess I can show you that one later too. Okay. And there's the insert again, put together with the spine piece, with the decorative edge. So during this, when I was building this album, this mock-up, I was testing things out. So that's why there's a lot of decorative edge in this one. But that's antique papery paper, and that's my coffee stained paper. Ooh. I guess this was not my favorite when I put this in here. These are not stitched in or anything, so what I'll end up doing is taking the papers out and putting them in the albums that I make in the future. There's a pocket on the cover of this little journal. There's my script background, and then there's antique papery, and then, okay, here's the part that's stitched in, and this stitching, again, I didn't use the tie back, so it's kind of pulling a little bit, so it's important to put something somewhere to keep things from pulling out. So this is the large envelope that's in the templates, the decorative edge, that's antique papery. This is my coffee stain background and one of my circle labels from the scrap journal, and then there's the back. Isn't that pretty? I just love it. Antique papery. Those are the doors for the largest album. Oh, and then I did mat the inside, and there's a pocket. Let's flip. Cute little small photo corners there. But isn't that darling? I just think that is so pretty. So pretty. Okay. And backside, just another tall pocket. I was testing out pockets and things. I don't know if you could tell. There's a lot of pockets in here. And there's a little small pocket, coffee stain paper, or background, and then that's antique papery, super pretty. Then here's another one with a pocket. Are these the same? No, see, they're different heights. But yeah, both of those are antique papery papers. There's another pocket. And I love that. Like if there was another, you know, decorative edge up top, I think it would just be too much. So, but it's personal preference. Totally up to you. Here's something that's not included. I actually took it out. I had some other type pockets that were included in the scrap journal. I actually took that out. But here is the A-size album main base page with the decorative edge. And it's matte. But, and it's insert, sorry. Those are both antique paper. I love this paper too with the butterfly, and there's script, and the color's so pretty. All right, so that was the mock-up, super quick. I did have to separate these out into 3. I'm pretty sure I'm going to do 3. It's either going to be 2 or 3 videos. So for this video, I will link the other 2 videos below if you want to check those out. I'm not going to redo intros and all of that. I don't think, yeah, I probably should. No, I'll just do part 1, part 2, part 3. I'm thinking out loud. I'm so sorry. But anyway, there was just a lot to show you. There was a lot I created. There's a lot of different ways to use things, and I just wanted to share it all with you. So there'll either be 2 or 3 parts, and let me know what you think. Leave me comments. Give me a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe, all that jazz. And we will be getting started soon on our first Basically Amazing Decorative Edge add-on album. So I will see you guys next time. Bye.